Who told you? Who told you? Who told you? Who told you? You what? God design, God design.
Hey, what's up, buddy? We back again. Woo! We made it. We got here another week. Hey, we very grateful for that. If nothing else, we here, and that's a blessing. Thank you for joining. And if you don't know, this is the place to be. It's 7 o'clock on a Thursday. Very special episode. We don't get to do this often. We got a whole lot of stuff going on all the time. We busy. We busy. Not like we not YouTubers. We not Facebookers. We real life dog man exotic Boerboel family. What's the deal, y'all? What's going on? You for joining. We about to turn up tonight, y'all. Hey, listen, because you know what? We get a lot of questions, a lot of misunderstandings. This is the place. This is what we came to do, is arm you with information. We came to empower you with knowledge. Not only is knowledge power is a weapon, but it's also a defense. So don't get it twisted. This is the place to fill you up. We're not going to let you down. We're going to put you on with game, information, news, tools that you can use. We got a great episode for y'all today. Been working on this for some time, quite a bit of time. And you know what? It's not all the way 100% ready like I want to be. But you know what? Sometimes you got to just let it fly. And you just got to let it go. You just got to do you, what you came to do. I got confidence. Hey, look, we're going to freestyle. We're going to go off the top of the head. But it's not exactly off the top of the head because we got many years of experience and expertise. You can learn from us. We're trying to share it with you to give you some education and information so you don't have to make the same mistakes. You don't have to bump your head and learn your lessons without the lumps. Okay? So that's what this is all about. One of the main reasons that we do this, we want to make sure this is for our legacy. We put in something out here for the people. This is for you. This is not about me. This ain't no promo show. Let me get this link going so you can join if you choose to. You're welcome to join. If you got something valuable and informative, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. But one thing that's going to do, we're going to always do, is keep it respectful. I want you to understand something about me before we get started. What does it mean to be exotic Boerboel family? That means we standing for excellence. That means that we exceeding the standards. We is exceptional. We is exhilarating. All those EX things, exceptional, outstanding, and going above and beyond. That's what this is about, y'all, board buddies. What's happening? It's been a minute, but we still in it. We still here. We ain't going nowhere. We can't, this can't be stopped from the floor to the moon. That's how we going, y'all. Way past the ceiling. It ain't no stopping us. So if that was a goal or something, you might as well figure something else out to do. What's going on with my people? I'm so excited. This it makes me feel so good, y'all. It makes me feel so turned up. I'm already turned up, but this takes me up to the next level when I get on this place. Because guess what? I know that it's people that is going to find some value in this information that I'm sharing with y'all. What's up, doggy? Yeah, you know we still live, man. That's my dog right there. Years, yes. No stopping us. It ain't no stopping us. Things have been really working out in our favor. Hey, look, we've been focused, laser locked in on our mission, on our purpose. And I've come to realize that this is a platform and one of my ambitions in life. I've realized my purpose. I'm coming into it, and it's a share. It's to share, it's to guide, it's to not empower you and give you some information. This is going to be very valuable, give you some great insight, especially when it comes to Boerboel breeding, and which is somewhat of our. Hey, we got enough years in the Boerboel breeding to be masters and experts. We got enough years in the Boerboel breeding to be a PhD in Boerboel breeding specifically. We believe that the Boerboel is the ultimate breed of all dogs. It's the best dog that you could possibly have. And that's why I'm so enthusiastic about it. It's made so much of an impact in my life. The things that the Boerboel could have done for me, you could not imagine where I would be. I don't know where I would be without my dogs. Life is just so good to me. I have been intertwined with these dogs for going on 20 years now. I can't even believe it. That seems like a lifetime. For some of us, it is. Hey, and we're going to empower the next generations of breeders. You know what? One of the things that my goals in life is to be that person that I wish that I had when it comes to all different aspects of life, whether it's a father, a friend, a brother, a cousin, an uncle, son. I would like to be an example of excellence, nothing less than the best. So, no, we're not perfect. No, we're not perfect. But we trying our best and we giving it to you. We giving it to you straight. We giving it to you straight up. Right? This is the truth as we know it. And it's you're welcome. You don't have to agree with what we have to say, but you're welcome to join us. We're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk to you about breed standards. We're going to touch on that a little bit because I see a lot of people have these questions about the breed standards. Oh, you're not reading to the standard. Oh, you're not reading. No. Hold on. Let me get something clear. We're not against breed standards. Breed standards are what define the breeds that we love, that we've come to know as who they are. It's a definition. It's a guide. We use it as a guide, right? It is. I feel that personally, a breeder should have his own standard. He should be able to explain to you why he's breeding dogs, he or her, or she, or whatever your pronoun may be. You should be able to explain your goals and ambitions, why you feel that you should have this dog, what is this dog going to add to your life? How is it going to make your life better? How is it going to enhance your life? That's what a dog does. Did you know that? It's not a commodity. It ain't like a lawnmower or a dump truck where you use it and then you put it up. No, the dog needs love and attention every single day. The dog needs you as much as you need it. So part of what we do here is to help you become your dog's best friend. We know that the dog got his role covered and he gonna do what he gotta do no matter what. He's gonna be your best friend no matter what. Your dog is gonna be there for you. And it was a funny movie that had came out recently, and they was talking about I forgot the name of it, but the man kept trying to get away from the dog, and the dog loved this guy, and the dog was there for the guy every single day, even though the guy wasn't the best. The guy was somewhat of a dirt ball, slime ball, and he just was like a degenerate, but he was cool, he was happy. And this dog, he was taking this dog everywhere, and he kept dropping the dog off, and the dog was found out. I guess he had the reason that he got upset with the dog. It was funny. The dog had went into his room. He was having multiple ladies coming over to his house or whatever. His girlfriend came over. I guess somebody had or his side piece or whatever came over and left some underwears over there. And the dog went and grabbed the underwears when he had the next lady come over or whatever. And she's like, wait a minute, whose panties was these? And he was like, you know what? That's it. I'm through with you, dog. You done messed up my relationship. He blamed the dog for everything. So he takes the dog on the truck and he starts driving far away, drop the dog off. And every single time, the dog was like so smart. he found his way home. He chased the dad down and went and found him. And I think the name of the movie was Strays. If you get a chance, check it out. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, but that caught my eye because it was about a dog. So that was something that I had took interest in. And I thought it was amusing. And you might too, if you're into dogs. If you're into dogs, you might find that one kind of funny. But one of the things that that's just an example of the love that the dog had and the things that the dog would go through. And he went through rain and he went through mountains and he was able to remember the terrain and was really amazing and remarkable what the dog went through to get back to this person that didn't even want him. The person wasn't really honorable. He didn't treat the dog the way that it needed to be treated. He didn't give the dog the things that he needed. He didn't show him the love and the dedication, but the dog was steady committed. So we're going to help you also be your dog's best friend because dogs need us just as much as we need them. With that being said, let me get my things, let me get a couple of things together for y'all. What's up? Tell me something good, y'all. Give a dog a bone if you don't do nothing else. Let me know that you in here. Where you at? Where you been? Hey, y'all, it's a reason to celebrate every day, not just Father's Day or your birthday. Every day you got a chance. You could be nice to someone. You could be kind to someone, and you may change the way that the world is going for them, and that has a domino effect, and you don't know what that could do for someone. So we've been dealing with these dogs for coming up on 20 years now. And I want to make something very clear when it comes to the standard. We're not against the standard because we would not have the Boerboel. Well, we would have the Boerboel, but it wouldn't be defined and it wouldn't be the breed of dog that it is without having these standards. These standards define the dog. And like I said, we use it as a guide. It's plain and simple as that. It's nothing more, nothing less. It defines the breed. But we got to understand something, y'all. And I want to be very clear about this. People are different as the dogs are. And every dog has a purpose. Every dog in the breed has a purpose, the way that they aid and associate with man. And not only does it cover the details of the physical characteristics of a dog, but it also covers the height, the weight, the purpose, the function, the abilities, things of that nature, the temperament, right? It's a general guideline. So if you never saw a Boerboel before, you should be able to look at this paper and then get a visual, imaginative visual of what the dog can be. So let's get that understood. It's not something that we feel. My general feelings towards breed standards is the best way I can describe it is, how do I describe it? I'll refer to me. I'm the ultimate judge. I'm the ultimate authority. I'm the ultimate, and it's not no ego thing, but I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe in my goal, and I know what's right for me, what's working for me. Right? I'm not doing this to please nobody. I'm not trying to impress nobody. This is what's been working for me. And you see the way that the value that dogs have added to my life. You see that the things that I've been able to my majority of my life remain without trouble. I don't go to the bars. I don't hang out with the homeboys on the block. I'm not out there, socializing because in my opinion, that just leads to conflict sooner or later. Somebody's gonna get just somebody's gonna be mad. What I aim to do is be myself, and I refer to myself. I'm not looking to uh, associations, judges. I'm not looking for no acceptance. I am who I am. I am a dog man. And dealing with these dogs, the dogs have never let me down, and I haven't let them down. And because of that, I feel that we exceed the standard. Our dogs are better than the standard. Our dogs are going above and beyond the standard's definition. Standards change and evolve. And the reason that that happens is because somebody comes along and they see somebody like us inside a Boerboel family, and they say, wow, these guys, what up, doggy? They say, these guys, this family of dogs, they're bringing something different. They're bringing something that we need. They're bringing something of value, something of substance. And what happens with standards is, as we chase the standard or it's supposed to be perfection, what happens is it does not exist. You got to realize perfection does not exist. We aim high and we're going to sometimes fall short, and that's okay. But we're going to shoot past the standard. Our dogs fit into today's modern society. Remember, this is not 2000, 1900s, 1800s. The way that we live life has changed. And as we change, so does the dogs. You don't have to get out there and hunt. We're not shepherds herding sheep. Majority of us live in uh, urban society where the dogs serve a purpose as a protector, a second set of eyes, second set of ears, second set of nose, a better enhanced nose, going to give you a heads up. And the primary role, I want y'all to really pay attention to this right now, because this is going to clear up a whole lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings. The primary role of a dog right now is companionship, right? This is what your dog is, your best friend. Homeboy is somebody that you can depend on without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. So when you start getting to does the dog mimic the standard, what ends up happening is you start to lose the value of the dog because you're breeding towards something that is visually appealing to someone else. And every time you do it, you're going to come up short because you're going to be disappointed, right? Because you are an individual, you are a unique individual with your own purpose, and you got to find out what that is, and you got to be able to develop, and you got to be able to iterate that and speak that to others and let people know what's really happening. See, what's going on is a lot of people is dying and trying to be accepted. They so worried about what somebody else is doing. How can I fit in? They trying to fit in, and they trying to get in, rub shoulders with some people that they feel is important. But guess what? You are important. I am important. And I stand on my own here. Me and Exotic Boerboel family, we represent us. It's in us. What we got going on is within. And it comes from within, and then it shines out to the rest of the world. And because of that, people is going to follow, and they're going to come see us, and they're going to rock with us because we got something that is so amazing. And that's where it separates us from the rest. This will separate the best from the rest. We're confident in what we got going on. And it makes a whole lot of sense to us. If you see the Exotic Boerboel family of members, when they get their dogs, they can tell you themselves, don't just take it for me. Don't just take it from me for what I'm saying. Look at the videos, look at the dogs, look at the people. And we talk to the people, and they'll tell you themselves what the dogs have done for them. Let me put this in here for the people that want to come and join and hang out with us. Because that's the realest I can get. Look, like I said, this is an open platform. This is the place to be, not only for me, it's for you and for me. And if you would like to join us, you're welcome to come in and add your 2 cents. Like I said, as long as you remain respectful, we're not gonna have a problem. But as soon as that, even if you get, look, we're not gonna let you take us out of our hookup, what we trying to do, and our mission and our purpose with the hate. We not in the negativity. This is a place of positivity to uplift you, to motivate you, to inspire you, to help you become the greatest individual that you are, the greatest person that you could possibly be. And we're gonna be able to talk on that. Because guess what? This is what we got going on. It's working for us, Exotic Boerboel family. This is going this we to the roof. We're to the moon with it. Now, with that being said, we're not looking to be approved. right? So that's why some people would say, "Oh, one of the like I see a lot of the critics when we throw the like we just threw up a black Boerboel breed booby. Booby is like a real life stud dog. He's having great success, producing some of the best that we have seen. Really, he is an ideal specimen. If you really break it down, I think that we're getting very, very close to the ultimate dog, the best dog that the Boerboel breed has ever seen. And then Booby would be that example. Um, we got some other dogs that we like also, Tigger, Simba. We got some females that's very ideal. But what I like about Booby is not only is he stunningly beautiful, the first black Boerboel to ever take ribbons in the AKC, right? Knocking down doors, breaking barriers, pushing the standard to the next level. First black Boerboel. Not only is his color and his coat strikingly beautiful and astonishing, but he can work. He is the wait a minute. My fault, boy, buddies. I didn't even know I wasn't even paying attention. But not only is he strikingly beautiful and astonishingly beautiful, Booby can run long distance. He can cover 5, 7, 10 miles in a day. No quitting this dog. He's got great air. He's not extremely exaggerated. He doesn't have super thick bones, super big head, super big chest. But he's got the perfect balance from head to toe. He's got great length. He's got great height. He's tall. Most importantly, he's strong. He's athletic. And for me, this is what I believe that the Boerboel should be: the ultimate working dog, the ultimate canine master, the most complete master. What's up, Doug? Yes. So when we speaking of the Boerboel, that's what it means to us. And every generation, with every generation not repeat breeding, want to be clear about that. With every generation, we try to improve, and Ruby is the example of what we're trying to aspire to produce. A complete athlete, a great working dog that can run. I want to take a dog and I want to rip him up like Floyd Mayweather, right? I'm talking about a real athlete, not a bodybuilder. Now we got other dogs that we are very impressed with. Tigger, young male, very thick bone. He's a little bit more dominant, a little bit less showy, model-like styled out, less model style dog, more athlete, more dominant, right? So you give and take a little bit when you have a dog like that. And it seemed like he jealous of Booby getting all the action as of recent. But Tigger is coming up strong, very promising. Booby is 3, 4 years old. Hey, his time is now. So he's got the spotlight. He's working. He's doing some amazing work, producing some amazing puppies. He's a natural stud dog, which is something that is going to be lost within the breed. And we keep doing all of these artificial inseminations. That's one of the issues that we have with breed standards because they're not putting enough emphasis on function. And I really have to touch on this a lot because we was on another podcast. We didn't get a chance to really speak our piece as much as I like to. And there was a lot of assumptions being made. So I didn't need to set the record straight as far as what we represent and what it is that we are trying to do and our goals and our ambitions and our purpose. And so you get it understood, why we are here, why we do this. It's not about breeding dogs and making money and selling puppies and getting paid because it's a lot of other ways. It's a whole lot more profitable things that we can be doing and pursuing to make a couple dollars. And I don't want people to get it twisted when you get dog breeding. It should not be about making it's a hobby person and you want to make some money, but after you take a whole lot of losses, you're going to never make the money back that you invested. If you do it right, you'll never get that money back. What you're going to be able to do is cover the cost of your dog food. You might get some back and recoup some of your loss, but it's horrible business investment. If you're looking to make some money, I suggest go get you a lawnmower. Go get you a trailer. Go get what's up, dog? Duh. Yeah, go get you a trailer and go to work. One thing for sure, you're gonna get paid if you go to work. One thing for sure, if you aim to be the best that you could possibly be, if you aim to provide value to others, if you focus on that, how can I positively impact society? How can I bring out the best of the world? How can I contribute to the community? When you focus on that, the money gonna come. You feel me? It's not no money. It's not no money. We have people looking at the board. I see it. I'm having phone calls, 15, 9, 10 calls a day. And I'm hearing a lot of people switching, jumping breeds because the Boerboel is trending. I guess a lot of people is finding out how special that these dogs really are, how amazing that this breed is. When you compare the Boerboel to other breeds, it's like hard for the other breeds to compete. And I think a lot of people are realizing that because as far as sees a Corso, as far as sees really to me any other breed. Now you got some nice dogs out there, but like I'm gonna give you a perfect example. The Dogo, Argentine Dogo, newly created breed, very athletic, high amount of stamina, great features, right? But one of the things about a Dogo, it's a boar hunter dog, right? It's not a family oriented companion. This dog is meant to go out, seek out boars, hunt them down, smell them, be able to keep up with the horse, keep up with the four wheeler, and pursue game, and then get in on top of the game and finish them. So it's got a nose and it's got the mouth. So it's a very purpose oriented dog. Again, if you don't have a bunch of boars running around, then you probably don't need a dog. Right? I hear people talking about that in master. Okay, now this is a mountain dog or the alibis, right? That's a livestock guardian, not taking away. It's a big dog. A lot of people was into bigger, especially American and the USA. We tend to gravitate towards bigger, stronger, and automatically assume that that is better. Well, in some cases, yeah, in some cases, no, because guess what? Bigger does not always survive the next generation. The strongest, the most powerful, the most doggiest. And I think this is a very good point. I want to hit this one out the park. I want to make sure everybody understands this. We always into the dominant and top dog and rough and trying to be tough and a whole lot of ego and stuff and dog biting and dog shaking on the shaking on that sleeve and stuff. And that's cool if that's what you're into, but just understand that you're creating a serious legal liability when you do that. When you create a dog that is going in, and I'm not knocking nobody that is into personal protection. I'm not knocking nobody that's into dogs biting and shaking, because that we all love to see that. But what I am saying is that's mostly for the individual to beat on their own chest because that is not absolutely necessary. I live in a dangerous, so quote unquote, supposedly high crime area, dangerous neighborhood, right? But what I will say is the situations that call for my dogs to bite someone is far and few in between. Okay, it's not a whole lot of situations and circumstances that what's up, dog, man? It's not a whole lot of situations and circumstances that my dog that I want to bite. You see my dogs out in the neighborhood with a bunch of children around and stuff, off leash. That's the way that I feel like a dog should be able to be. It's a great example of community and neighborhood. We want people to understand what we got going on. So when you see the dog out there hanging out with people and socializing and people loving on the dog and the dog loving on them, it actually has a really scientifically proven therapeutic value. This therapeutic value is because the dog, when they look you in the eyes, believe it or not, small, tall, big, wide, strong, powerful, whatever, when the dog looks you in the eyes and you pet the dog or whatever, it releases oxytocin. This is like the nurturing thing that makes you feel good naturally. It's something that makes you feel good naturally. It doesn't require a beer or a hit or none of that type of stuff. So understand that, it's a therapeutic value there, and it makes people feel good. And you want to not people to be able to enjoy the dog. And if you got this big, vicious, barking, violent dog, and then you get out there and bite someone, your dog is going to end up being extinct, right? That's the species that they locking up and putting down. You got to think about the roughest, toughest guys that a lot of them end up in the joint. And then that's being removed from the gene pool effectively. So we don't want to do that. We want to be kind, we want to be courteous, we want to inspire, we want to be nice to people, and there's nothing wrong with that. I want to make sure that that's understood because we have these big, powerful dogs, and we don't want people to get the impression that we're trying to be tough, that we're trying to be rough, that we want to hurt somebody. We don't. We capable. That's the best thing about the breed. It's like a Labrador Retriever, but it's capable of intense ferocity. The Boerboel can turn up to a level, and it's equipped to deal with threat. It's got the courage to go up against a lion if that's what it calls for. If that's what it takes to protect the family. If that's what it takes to survive and ensure the survival of the family. So let's make sure that we all is clear. I just want to make sure that everybody is clear what our aims and ambitions and what our goals is in our breedings. It's about adding value, creating a dog, the best dog. And me, I'm an athletic person. I like to exercise. I like to run, ride the bike. It takes me back to childhood with my dog. I want a dog that can keep up. And I want a dog, I've showed you before, the dog that inspired me to get off into the Boerboel breeding was a Monter Anton. He was ripped up, and I'll show you him again. I can never get enough of this dog. I'll show you him again because he's ripped up and cut up like a chiseled out athlete, something that you've never seen before. But I want people to understand that first and foremost before we go any further. Now let's get into today's lesson. We're gonna be talking about inbreeding, line breeding, preservation breeding. That is the goal when you get into producing dogs. Remember, pedigree dogs is a closed gene pool. It's a closed select family of dogs. Why is that? Because we want to preserve the traits and characteristics that are valuable to society. So every dog has a role, whether it's a hunting dog or whatever. The standard has defined it. And my issue with standards and standardized breeding is we take a look at the appearance. We not looking at we're not judging the dog based off of its abilities. We're looking at strictly at the appearance. We're looking strictly at the form. We're not really taking strong measures of what this dog is able to do. And that's kind of where I feel like it's an area that can be improved or need to be adjusted slightly. Because sometimes we throw away good dogs because they don't necessarily mirror the standard. They have a flaws. But guess what? We all got flaws. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect, and no dog is perfect either. And that's an unreasonable expectation because we're not meant to be perfect as we evolve. It's kind of like the car shuffle, and you're playing poker. You're gonna throw some back into the muck, and you're gonna keep the ones that look like that give you the best chances of winning. And that could be 2 9. That could be triple deuces. That could be, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to be an ace. The high cards don't always win. It does give you the best chances, but it doesn't always be the best hand. So now I'm gonna tap into this inbreeding, line breeding. We got some amazing breedings coming up, and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about this breedings that we got coming up because, like I said, it's getting close to the evolution. We 20 years in the game, and we getting very close to what we deem to see. We seeing very special dogs. The confirmation is there, the temperament is there. We have a great understanding of the breeding. We know how to invest in our puppies from the time that they are born and preparing them to assimilate into society to be valuable civil members of society. We're now raising hoodlums over here. With that being said, we got some great breedings. So we kind of targeting. We have got to the point where, like I said, the breed is evolving. Our bloodline is evolving. Our exotic Boerboel family, we're very close to the best dog that in the history of all dogs, which has been our goal from the beginning. So I'm gonna talk about this breeding that we got coming up. And starting off, I want to introduce y'all to Spitzer Ramcat. If you don't know, this is a very prominent Boerboel in the history of the dogs. Remember, Spitzer Boerboels was the one that came out with the black Boerboels, which I think was a great addition to the breed. It was very necessary and very intentional. Not only are the black Boerboels beautiful, but they add what is variance into the breed. So I do a lot of pedigree research. I don't just look at the pedigree that's on the paper that I have in front of me. I take and I know these bloodlines. I go deep into the pedigree database, and what has kind of become boring to me because all of the dogs, remember, the Boerboel has only evolved from 72 dogs. And then what happens is you got the popular sire syndrome. I got a couple dogs in here. Hold on. Pardon me, boy, buddy. Hey! Hey! Quiet! Quiet! We in the residential zone. So I can't have, I got a dog in here. Pancake is in here. She's retired. And I got males on the yard going crazy. I got Simba over here visiting. He's gonna do some stud work this afternoon. Booby did some stud work this afternoon. It's that time of year. Dogs is getting prepared for the breeding for the fall season. Get those litters out before deep in the winter. So we got a lot of bar, and I'm not gonna have no whole bunch of dogs barking because I got mindful of my neighbors. So Spitzer, let's get back into the lesson. We're talking about targeting dogs, right? And I like the idea, not because now remember, Ramcat is maybe 3, 4 generations out from the original black dog, right? And if you look at his pedigree, if I'm not mistaken, let me just make sure that I got this information correct. Because I do believe that he's a very pedigree, right? That when I mean very pedigree, I mean that he's coming from multiple gene pools. He's a collaboration of multiple gene pools. He's got a lot of flavor and variance in the pedigree, which is really important. Why is that important? Well, when you have these hybridization of the pedigree, when you have it or a variance in the pedigree, you have abundance of health. The tighter that the pedigree becomes, yes, you're going to get more consistency in the breedings, but the downside of that is you also get consistent in the health issues. So you're going to start to reduce the amount of fertility, natural abilities. You might have temperament issues, and then when you have a really tight pedigree, whatever issues that one dog have, they all, and it's going to pop up at some point in time. But I want to give me 1 second. Let me run through this pedigree real quick. Excuse me, pull this up so that you can see because we got some very special in store for y'all coming soon. not going to be a whole lot. We got extremely high demand for the puppies. We got the puppies reasonably. It's at a reasonable cost. We're not trying to make $1 million off the dog, because one thing that we definitely take into consideration, we don't want to pass up a good home, right? We want to make, everybody might not be able to afford our dogs, and that's all right too. Holler at us if you can provide a good home, because that is most important. The most important to us is the happiness of the dog. We got a responsibility to the dog. We want to make sure that our dog lands in a place where it's going to be cherished, and it's going to, it's going to be held up high in the regard that it deserves. Okay, here we go. Looking at Spitzer Ramcat Pedigree, I'll bring this up. I'll share this with y'all also, so you can see this too. So you can see what I'm looking at here. What I mean when I say varied variance in pedigree. So I'm gonna show y'all this now. This is Ramcat's pedigree. It's important that you go and get familiar with this database. Shout out to John Doe. He's maintained this database. I remember when it was like 18,000 dogs. Now it contains 57,000 dogs. What I mean when I'm saying variance in pedigree, you see this Mandat dog. He's got the Cabaret on the one side, and then Spitzer Molly on the other side. If you look at Molly, you'll see that she has the Iceberg in there and some of the Avanta lines. She's heavy double line bred on the Iceberg Gaga. Go back to the front. You see there's a Muller Poppy dog, which was one of the original black dogs, one of the first 3 black dogs. And then on the flip side, we've got some heavy Cabaret breeding. So you see Cabaret Client Bucks. All of the Cabaret dogs go back to Wakasan Mitzi. I'll show you what I mean by that. Wakasan Mitzi is the mother right here. This is the first generation of the Cabaret dogs. Cabaret Client Bucks was a prolific producer. Our exotic bloodline is heavily Cabaret influenced. Heavy Cabaret influenced. Here we go again. On the flip side, we got some Smith, mid-spot, varied pedigree. And in my experience with this breed, in the Boerboel breed, variants with very select ancestors is where you're going to get your best dogs. So you want to have some prominent producers. I tend to breed towards female dogs. I feel like the female dogs are really the ones that have made these dogs special. Wakasan Mitzi. Again, you see in the Cabaret, this is like 1 or 2 generations Cabaret. And then you see, again, on the flip side, Ramcat was a heavy line bred on Korma Bucks. Dapper Hitler, you see, is Korma Buck half-brother sister breeding. Dapper Boella is a son of Cabaret Client Bucks. Dapper Net is a daughter of Korma Bucks. And remember, we talked about Dapper Nina. And I tend to dive into pedigrees because it's been very fascinating with me about from the beginning. How do these dogs evolve? Where did they start? Because if you have a great understanding of where we started, you get an idea of it's kind of like a blueprint or a map to allow you to get to a certain place where you want to be. So we're looking at Spitzer Ramcat's pedigree, and you see the variants. You got the black dog in there. You got the Iceberg lines in there. And that has been a combination that is like always going to win. When you get that Iceberg, that's where you're going to get that thick, heavy muscle and stuff, right? The reason that I'm bringing this up, we're going to go back over here because we have targeted a son of Ramcat, right? Why? Okay, Takara Drifter, which is a foundation of the Target's line. I think the dude's name is Gowie POTUS. He is highly regarded in the Boerboel community. I think that he was campaigning to be a chairman. I like the way that the Target's dogs look. I feel that thickness and that mass and that muscling is desirable for my program, for my ideals, regardless of what the standard says. For my ideals, this is the kind of dog that I aim to produce. So why though? Why? There's a lot of beautiful Boerboels out there. Why Takara Drifter? Why are we targeting that ancestor? Well, we're going to look at one of his sons, Target's Ram. If you haven't seen this dog, you need to go to Google. If you're a Boerboel aficionado, aficionado, whatever the word is, you need to be hip to this dog. This, to me, is a very impressive Boerboel. Is he perfect? No. But is he desirable? Does he have the features? Remember, we're trying to have the bodybuilder look, but yet maintain that athleticism. We want a dog that can run, a dog that can move, a dog that can go, a dog that can pull, a dog that can keep up with the horse, a dog that can keep up with the bike. That's written in the standard. I think people tend to overlook that for the aesthetics. They tend to overlook a dog is written in the standard. The dog should be able to keep up on a horseback with his companies, the farm, as he performs his chores and tasks throughout the day, which is it's a multiple task. If you've ever been to a farm, it's a variety of tasks. You might have to be baling hay, you might be planting, and the dog is there alongside the farmer. You might have to do a little herding. The dog accompanies the farmer throughout the day during this variety of tasks. The dog has to be able to keep up. We want to take that fitness and we want to rip that up with athleticism. So that's the beauty of the athletic dog. We want it to be able to perform, and that could be 10, 12 miles in a day. Dog should be able to cover that. We still want to have that very impressive physique, right? So I kind of like think of myself. Um, I'm not humongous, but I can keep up and I'm still strong. So when we talking about the Boerboel, I see myself a lot. That's probably why I feel like it's the best dog. I see a lot of myself as a family protector. It's a family oriented. The primary purpose and goal of a Boerboel is the safety and security of the family, the safety and security of your property, the things that you work hard for. They want to make sure that they're there. South Africa, they have a lot of high incidence of crime. The Boerboel is a first line of defense. Not only is people stealing, you got wild animals stealing. You got jaguars, you got lions, baboons, um, whatever else is in South Africa that could steal some, kill some. The Boerboel protects against that. And the way that the society is going today, it doesn't hurt to have something to give you an alert, something that's gonna give you a heads up, something that's gonna let you know, hey, look, get the whatever you need to get to prepare yourself. Danger is on the way. And there's also one of the best things about a Boerboel, in my opinion, is not offensive. The Boerboel is not seeking out to destroy. The Boerboel is here to defend. The Boerboel is here to deflect, to deter, right? And think about it, boy, buddy. We trying to survive. We're not trying to prove ourselves as dangerous. We're not trying to prove we don't have a chip on our shoulder where we ain't got nothing to prove. Like this, go ahead on, man, live your life. I want to live my life. I would like peace. I'm looking for peace. And that's what the world is going to be, a insurance, a safety measure for peace. It's going to keep you safe and secure. All I want to be able to do is take care of my baby, my lady, and my property and the things that I work hard for. The Boerboel allows me to do that because remember, and I'm gonna always say this again, in my experience, what I have learned is thieves, they're looking for something sweet. They're looking for something easy. They don't want to have to work hard. If they did, they would get a job. And to have to overcome that dog, if you got somebody that's willing to come through the door, they was coming anyway. You was gonna have to deal with that person anyway. right? That's not your regular thief. That's somebody that got an agenda, coming for something that you have that's known or whatever. He's looking for something sweet, easy, trying to get him another hit or whatever. The Boerboel is going 9 times out of 10, and this is proven 9 times out of 10. They interviewed these thieves that was locked up, burglars, robbers, thieves, and they asked them one of the best things that you can have to deter crime is a dog. It was like a deal breaker, and it was reported. I showed this several times. We're targeting this dog. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed because we don't want to count our eggs before they hatch. We don't count our baby birds before they hatch. We got some exciting greetings coming up, several featuring these dogs. The combination of these dogs, proven as SABT, SABBS. Working Man Masters wants to know where do you find in that standard? That's the originating standard. The dog should be able to keep up with the horse as a BBS. Google it. I'll Google it for you. Should a Boerboel be able to keep up with a horse? So you got to look that up for yourself. I can't seem to. Okay, here you go. It says the okay. So okay, I'm gonna take this is where I get that from. If a farmer is on a plantation, we got say 80, 100 acres. He's not walking that distance. So that's where that comes from. Back in the day, the farmers was riding horses. The horse, the dog didn't get on the horse's back. The dog didn't get on a truck, a pickup truck. The dog had to be able to keep up with the horse. That's where that comes from. So that's where that comes from. That was my understanding of the breed, and it should be able to keep up with the horse. Thank you for the question, Working Man Master. You know what? We got 7 minutes to go. I'm finna pull off. I got somewhere else to do. I got some breedings to do. Got people coming to pick up a dog. Anybody got any questions? We're gonna take the questions now. Summing this thing up. We don't breed to the center. We breed exceed the standard. Exotic Boerboels means excellence. We're not worried about what nobody else's opinions are. We're doing this for us. We are the ultimate judge. We are the ultimate reference. We refer to ourselves. And that's the ideas behind the Boerboel breed. Thank you for the question. If anybody else have any more questions, you You can ask them now. I'm gonna get ready to sum up the episode. We're targeting ancestors. We don't just read father to the daughter, son, and stuff like that just to try to say, okay, we're gonna lock it in and then we're gonna reproduce this. That's kind of like cutting corners if you ask me. That's my personal opinion. That's a quick way to lock in genetic defects and illnesses. And then when you have that, you might end up with the perfect dog, but you're going to shorten the lifespan, you're going to lower the fertility. You also are going to lock in those genetic defects. And then when you got that locked in, it's hard to get away from. All right, boy, buddy. Anybody got any more questions? So is that true that the Boers went a period of time without human intervention in South Africa? Yeah, I think what you're asking, bro, is were the Boerboels able to reproduce? Is that what you're asking, family? Let's be clear on that. Because it is a domestic dog. So they did remember that the early dogs came on the ships. Those dogs intermixed with the regular dogs, where the other dogs depending on the purpose. And by it being a dog, it's not a wolf. It could not survive independent. Hey, auntie. So what I'm saying though, just so we all on the same page, no domestic dog can survive without humans. None. And the Boerboel is a domestic dog. It's not a wild dog where they live in action area, do their thing on their own. It's not a wolf. It's not a coyote. We're buddies. Today was a great day. Tomorrow's gonna be even better. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. But they should be able to breed without the intervention of humans. They should be able to have whelp litters. They should be able to have puppies without humans. They should be able to breed without humans intervention. They should be able to. So that need to be understood. But as far as living without humans, I don't think no domestic dog can do that. Appreciate every single person that joined us today. I'm sorry that I haven't been around as much, but hey, y'all, at the end of the day, I got a whole lot of stuff. And then you know what's really going on is we are in the field working. Believe it or not, I love to work. It's in my blood. I work hard, bro. I work extremely hard, and then it's fulfilling to me. I am a hard-working person, and I find that is fulfilling. But at the same time, I feel like, hey, look, I gotta do what I said I was gonna do, and I said I was gonna be here, and I'm still here, and I ain't going nowhere. As we close out this day, I would like for y'all to remember something very important. Kindness. We experience a lot of hate. Well, we experience a little bit of hate, a whole lot of love, just a little bit of hate. But don't let that sidetrack you, boy, buddy. Stick to the script, stick to the program. You don't have to respond to every negative comment. Stay focused. Stay focused. Be kind to others.
No rush, go and move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you got a deal run up. No rush, go and move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you got a deal run up. Whole gang, whole man, old school, young jam.